get in. Where you headed? All right, perfect. That's gonna give us about 30 minutes. Perfect timing. You like scary stories. Good, because tonight, I've got 5 for you. 5 real cases. 5 disturbing photos. 5 mysteries that still don't have answers. Some of these images are famous. You might have seen them online, but I'm gonna tell you the full story behind each one. The context, the details, the parts nobody talks about. Because these aren't just creepy pictures. They're moments frozen in time, right before everything went wrong. And once you know what happened next, you can't unsee them. Ready? Let's start with number 5. Number 5. The hiking photo. Kremers and Lisanne Froon. 2 Dutch girls. April 2014. Panama. You might have heard about this one, but stick with me, because the photo is what makes it haunting. Kris and Lisanne were best friends, both 21 years old. They went to Panama for a volunteer trip, teaching English, seeing the world. April 1st, they decided to go hiking. Trail called El Pianista, popular trail. Tourists do it all the time. They started around 11 a.m. Beautiful day. They're taking pictures the whole way. Smiling. Happy. Around 1 p.m., they reach the summit. Take more photos. Then they keep going, past the summit, into the jungle. Last daytime photo is taken at 1:54 p.m. It shows Lisanne standing on some rocks near a stream. She's not smiling anymore. She looks uncertain, confused. That's the last photo in daylight. After that, nothing. For a week. Then, on April 8th, someone turns on the camera again, in the middle of the night, and takes 90 photos. Between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m., 90 photos. In complete darkness. Most of them are just black, nothing visible, but some show trees. Rocks, the back of someone's head, red hair. That's Kris. Some show what looks like trail markers, plastic bags tied to branches, like someone was trying to mark a path or signal for help. One photo shows a weird arrangement of sticks, almost like a shelter or a symbol, and the flash is going off over and over, like they're using it to see or to signal. But here's the thing, they were never found alive. 2 months later, their backpack was found by a river, miles from the trail. Their phones were inside, the camera, everything. Then, bones started showing up, scattered along the river bank, a pelvis, a rib, a foot, still in a boot. DNA confirmed, Kris and Lisanne. But how they died? Nobody knows. The medical examiner said the remains were too decomposed. No signs of trauma, but also no way to rule out foul play. And those 90 photos? Still unexplained. Were they trying to see in the dark? Signal for rescue? Document something? Someone? Look up that last daytime photo. Lisanne on the rocks. 1:54 p.m. She looks lost, scared. And she was, because she never made it home. Number 4. The mall security footage. Asha, 9 years old, North Carolina, February 2000. This one's different because it's not a photo. It's a lack of a photo. But there's an image that got released, sketched from witness descriptions, and it's haunting. February 14th, 2000, Valentine's Day, middle of the night, around 3:30 a.m., multiple drivers see a little girl walking alone on Highway 18 in the pouring rain. She's wearing a white shirt, white sneakers, carrying a book bag. One driver slows down, tries to help her. She runs into the woods. Another driver calls the police. By the time they arrive, she's gone. Police search the area, find nothing. 3 days later, they search again. This time, they find something. In a shed, about a mile from the highway. Asha's pencil, some candy wrappers, hair ties. She'd been there, hiding. Then she left, or someone took her. That's it. That's the last confirmed trace of Asha. She vanished. But before she left home that night, there's a photo from the day before, at school. Valentine's Day party. Asha is smiling, wearing her basketball uniform. She loved basketball. She looks happy. Normal. 24 hours later, She's walking alone in a storm at 3 a.m. Why? Nobody knows. Her parents say she was a good kid, never disobeyed, never snuck out. So why did she leave that night? In the middle of a storm? Was she running from something? Meeting someone? Lured out? And the shed? Why did she hide there? Was she alone? Or was someone with her? The sketch that was released shows a girl matching Asha's description, based on what the driver saw. But it's just a sketch. Blurry. Generic. The real Asha, the one in that school photo, is frozen in time. Happy. Safe. Innocent. And then she walked into the night and disappeared. 24 years later, still no answers. Number 3. The last selfie. College student. Russia. 2014. Her name was Xenia Ignatyeva, 17 years old. She loved photography, especially extreme photography. Heights. Bridges. Rooftops. She'd climb to dangerous places, take selfies, post them online. She had thousands of followers. People loved her photos. The thrill, the danger. April 2014, Xenia climbed a railway bridge in her hometown of St. Petersburg. Huge bridge, metal beams, train tracks, about 30 feet high. She climbed to the very top, wanted the perfect shot. She set up her camera, timer mode, stepped out onto a beam. The photo shows her standing on the beam, arms outstretched. Smiling. The city behind her, the sky, the bridge below. It's beautiful and terrifying. That was her last photo. As she stepped back to grab her camera, she lost her balance. She reached for a support beam to steady herself, but it was live, electrified. 27,000 volts went through her body. She fell 30 feet onto the concrete below. She died instantly. Emergency responders found her camera, the photo still on it, including that last selfie, arms outstretched. Smiling. Seconds before she died. When you look at that photo, you know what's about to happen. And she didn't. She thought she was safe, thought she had it under control. She'd done this dozens of times. Climbed. Posed, got the shot, went home. But this time, she didn't. Her family released the photo as a warning to other kids, other thrill seekers. It's not worth it. The photo, the likes, the attention, none of it's worth your life. But people still do it. Every year, someone else climbs too high, leans too far, steps on the wrong beam, and they fall. Xenia's last selfie is a reminder that some risks aren't worth taking, and that sometimes you don't get a second chance. Number 2, the family photo of the Sodder family, West Virginia, Christmas Eve, 1945. This is an old one, black and white, grainy, but it's one of the most unsettling photos in true crime history. The Sodder family had 10 children. George and Jenny were the parents. Christmas Eve 1945, the family went to bed. Kids were excited. Presents Santa. Christmas morning, around 1 a.m., Jenny woke up, smelled smoke. The house was on fire. She screamed, woke George. They tried to get the kids out. They got 5 of them. Marion, 17. Martha, 12. George Jr., 16. Sylvia, 13. John, 23. But 5 others were still upstairs, in their rooms. Maurice, 14. Martha, 12. Louis, 9. Jenny, 8. Betty, 5. George tried to go back in. The stairs had already collapsed. He couldn't get up. He ran outside, tried to get a ladder. Both ladders were missing. He tried to start his truck, to drive it close to the house. Kids could jump onto the roof. The truck wouldn't start. Battery was dead. He ran to a neighbor's house to call the fire department. The phone lines were cut. By the time the fire department arrived, 2 hours later, the house was gone, burned to the ground. The fire chief told the Sodders not to worry. The children probably died from smoke inhalation. Quick. Painless. But when they sifted through the ashes, they found something strange. No bones, no remains. No teeth, no fragments, nothing. 5 children burned in a house fire and no trace of them. That's not normal. Bones don't just disappear, even in intense fires. George and Jenny didn't believe it. They hired private investigators. Searched for years. They got tips, sightings. Someone saw the children in a car, heading south, before the fire even started. Someone saw them at a diner. A year later, in Charleston. In 1968, 23 years after the fire, Jenny received a photo in the mail. No return address. No note. Just a photo. It showed a young man, maybe mid-30s, dark hair, serious expression. On the back, written in pencil, Louis Sodder. Louis was one of the missing children. He would have been in his 30s by then. The photo looked like him, older, but similar features. Jenny was convinced. That's my son. She contacted investigators, tried to trace the photo, where it came from, who sent it. Nothing. Dead end. The photo is still out there. You can find it online, and when you look at it, you have to ask, is that Louis Sodder? Did he survive? Did all 5 children survive? Were they taken, kidnapped, sold, or did they die in the fire and someone is playing a cruel joke on a grieving mother? Nobody knows. The case is still unsolved. 80 years later, the photo remains a mystery, and the Sodder children are still missing. Number 1. The elevator video. Elisa Lam, Los Angeles, February 2013. This one's famous. If you've been online, you've probably seen it. But let me tell you the full story, because it's stranger than you think. Elisa Lam was 21 years old, Canadian, college student. She was traveling alone, road trip down the West Coast. In January 2013, she checked into the Cecil Hotel in downtown LA. The Cecil Hotel has a dark history. Murders. Suicides. Serial killers have stayed there. Richard Ramirez, Jack Unterweger. It's a rough place, cheap, lots of transients. Elisa checked in, got a shared room. She was friendly, blogging about her trip, posting on social media. Everything seemed normal. February 1st, 2013, Elisa was supposed to check out. She didn't. Her family tried calling. No answer. They filed a missing person report. Police went to the hotel, searched her room, searched the hotel. Nothing. They pulled security footage and found something. Elisa, in the elevator, February 1st, the day she went missing. The footage is for minutes long, black and white, grainy. It shows Elisa entering the elevator. She presses multiple buttons, steps back. The elevator doors don't close. She steps forward, presses the buttons again, steps back. Still, the doors don't close. She steps outside the elevator, into the hallway, looks left, looks right, like she's checking if someone's there. Then she steps back in, stands in the corner. She starts moving her hands, strange gestures, waving, counting on her fingers. She looks scared, confused. Then she steps out again, hides in the corner, outside the elevator, like she's hiding from someone. The doors finally close. Elevator leaves. Without her. That's the last footage of Elisa Lam alive. 19 days later, February 19th, hotel guests start complaining. The water tastes weird, smells bad, pressure is low. Maintenance goes to the roof to check the water tanks. The Cecil Hotel has 4 large water tanks. On the roof, they supply water to the entire building. One of the tanks is open. Maintenance looks inside. Elisa Lam is floating in the water. Dead. She'd been there for weeks, decomposing. In the water supply, guests had been drinking it, showering in it. Police investigate. How did she get up there? The roof access is locked. Alarmed. You need a key. The water tank itself is 10 feet tall. Heavy lid. Hard to climb. How did Elisa get inside? And why? The autopsy showed she drowned. No signs of trauma. No drugs in her system besides her prescribed bipolar medication. The medical examiner ruled it accidental drowning. But here's the thing. That elevator footage, it doesn't look accidental. It looks like she's scared, hiding from someone, talking to someone. People have analyzed that video frame by frame. Some say she's having a psychotic episode. Bipolar disorder can cause that. Others say she's playing the game. The elevator game. Korean urban legend. You press buttons in a certain order. Supposedly opens a portal to another dimension. Some people think someone was with her, outside the elevator. That's why the doors wouldn't close. That's why she was hiding. But the footage shows no one else. Just Elisa. When you watch that video, it's unsettling. Because you're watching someone's last moments. And they're terrified. Or confused. Or both. And you'll never know why. Elisa Lam's case was ruled accidental. But her family doesn't believe it. Neither do a lot of people. That elevator footage raises more questions than it answers. And it's out there. For anyone to watch. Frozen in time. For minutes of mystery. That's number one. So there you go. 5 cases. 5 photos. 5 unsolved mysteries. Kris and Lisanne. Lost in the jungle. Taking photos in the dark. Asha degree. Smiling at school. Gone hours later. Xenia Ignatyeva. Arms outstretched. Seconds from death. The Sodder children. A photo that might prove they survived. Elisa Lam. In the elevator. Hiding from something. These images stay with you. Because they're real. These aren't movie scenes. These aren't staged. These are real people. In real moments. Right before everything changed. And you can look at these photos. You can watch that footage. And try to understand. But you won't. Not fully. Because we weren't there. We don't know what they were feeling. What they were seeing. What they were thinking. We only know what happened next. And that's what makes these images so haunting. They're the before. The calm before the storm. And once you know the after, you can't look at them the same way. So, what's the lesson here? Maybe it's that life is fragile. That everything can change in an instant. That the people we love can be here one moment and gone the next. Maybe it's that some mysteries don't have answers. Some questions don't have solutions. And we have to live with that uncertainty. Or maybe it's simpler. Pay attention to the people around you, to the moments you have. Because you never know which photo will be the last one. Which moment will be the one that matters. Don't take it for granted. If this compilation got you thinking, hit that like button. Subscribe for more deep dives into real mysteries. And comment below, which case disturbed you the most? Have you seen these photos before? Let me know. Alright, here's your stop. Thanks for riding with me. Stay safe out there. I'll keep driving.